All right, so quick off the cuff live stream using StreamYard just because I need to know how to do that anyway. And question came up in the chat of another video, and I'm positive that I covered this before in my Mandela effect video. Sorry about that. But instead of wading through it and trying to find a timestamp, I decided, you know what, this is a quick and easy one. I'm just going to roll that out. And of course, my voice goes bad just because I went live, but that's the way it is. So we're going to do this real quick. I got the Greek up here on the screen. This is Matthew 6. And the claim is that the so-called Mandela effect has changed the Bible. And I've found that most people who make that charge haven't even read the Bible, or they got their claim from an anti-Bible website or something like that. But even a lot of Christians don't read that carefully, or they haven't looked at this in a long time. And I think what a lot of them are remembering, whether they're Christians or not, is having been in a church that they would recite this prayer, which is kind of ironic since Jesus said in that very context not to have vain repetitions. Good to see you, Pillbox and Teddy. Yeah, this is just a quick, short, I say that, but you know how it goes, issue of the Lord's Prayer having been allegedly changed. So we're going to look at the Greek in two passages. I was told by someone that claims to have been a Christian that there was not two passages. And when I proved to him that there was, he said, well, it's been changed. Such a cheap cop out. But hey, Mark, good to see you. Yeah, this is just going to be real quick. So to answer the question, if anybody asks about the Lord's Prayer being changed, because I couldn't find exactly where that was in my video. So here we are in the Greek. We're not going to rely on translations because there's room for differences in how things are translated, and we're never going to settle the question using that. So we'll go straight to the Greek. And Matthew 6, we got verse 12 up here. It says, forgive us our debts as we give our debtors our debts owed to us. And a lot of people remember trespasses, and it depends kind of what denomination you grew up in, if you did grow up in one. But the word here is that's the Strong's indication for Greek 3783. And so if people want to look that up, they can see that this is what that word means. I'm not going to do that right now. I don't have my pop-ups anymore. I'm trying to, save some bandwidth and all that. Hey, Suzette, good to see you. I never pronounce it right. I can read it better than I can say it. Ophilimata is the word here for debts. Okay. And we have a different form of it here in, the same semantic range, same basic root. They're 181 and 83 are pretty, they'll have different roots for very fine hair splitting on Greek root words. So anyway, you see the word there, right? And then down here in verse 14, it has what is often translated trespasses. That's this word here that is Greek 3900, paraptomata, which is from the root meaning blunders. That's why I have blunders there. So we've got both words. This one is typically, like I said, rendered trespass, even though it's not really the right word for trespasses there. Blunder and trespass are two different words. That's why in my translation, I use different words for different English words for different Greek words. So anyway, that's where they get the word, some will put trespasses there even though they shouldn't. But it says debts up here in verse 12. So now let's look at the other passage in Luke 11, where Jesus says, pardon our faults. And that's, again, I use a different English word for different Greek word. The word here is hamartias, which is a generic word for sin. It means failure of some sort. It's a generic failure, right? Hey, Dank, good to see you. And also Suzette, and I think I mentioned, anyway, Insulted's here. And Mary. So I think I saw you, but I don't remember. Oh, well, anyway. Pardon our faults. Harmatia, different word endings. It's the same root. they mean to fail. They mean, it's a word typically rendered sin. So pardon our sins and we pardon the faults committed against us. Okay, so here we have faults, which again, some render trespasses. That's a different Greek word. And so neither of them really has that. There may be some slight differences in the Greek manuscripts that one of them has the word for trespasses, but it means the same thing as what trespassing means in English, to step over a boundary line, to go someplace where you're not allowed to be. That's what trespassing is. And that's what the Greek word meant, the equivalent Greek word. But the Lord's Prayer has not been changed, is the point. So we have these two passages. We have Luke 11:4 here, and then Matthew 6:12 and 14. They have not changed. Anybody who says that the Greek has changed or the Bible has changed has to go to the Greek and show this. None of them do that. They all go by translations, and translations are all over the map. We know this. This is why I got into Greek in the first place, because you get led astray by trying to do word studies in English for a Greek text. So if we look at those, yes, they have semantic range. It all gets very complicated linguistically and grammatically, but the point is that the people who say that the Bible's been changed regarding specifically the Lord's Prayer have to show me the Greek manuscripts, the earlier ones, to know which were the original words, and then prove that they were changed magically, because that's what mandela is. It's a magical change. It's not just somebody erasing a word and putting another one in. It's something supposedly magical, that it's been changed by some hocus pocus of some sort, which they can't explain how that works. They just think bad powers can do this. And even Bibles sitting on our shelves. I've got Greek Bibles on my shelf, and they have these words in them. They've always had these words in them. People remember how they recited it in church, or how they've heard it recited by others, and they would read the King James, or they read maybe the NASB and different ones, the ASV, and get slightly different wording. And like I said, half of them don't even know there's two different passages where Jesus is quoted. So it's just ridiculous that people say that the Lord's Prayer has been changed. It has not been changed. The burden of proof is on them to say when, where, and how it was changed. And don't give me any magic tricks, because mandela is just a magic trick. That's what they're saying it is. It's some kind of magical power. So the burden of proof is on them. And for people who make these charges and tell me I haven't read the Bible, or I'm in denial, when all I do is ask them to back up their claims, they're not worth the time. They're just not, because they don't care what the truth is. And they think they're spreading truth, but they're just spreading lies. I've got the evidence right here. I've got the Greek text right on the screen. So if they want to say that it's been changed, they need to prove it. They need to show me their at least familiarity with linguistics and the different text families of the Greek, and show me when, where, how it was changed. Otherwise, they're making baseless accusations. And that's all I really had to say about that. I just wanted this to be short. I'll be doing my usual live stream on Sunday about time, the A and B theories of time, because there has been claims made that God is constrained by time and can't know the future. That's open theism. We're going to get into that, and it's evil twin Calvinism. So we'll get into that on Sunday. But hey, Amanda, good to see you too. I'm having a bad vision day, so I'm squinting, but good to see everybody. It's interesting how the chat looks different on YouTube when I'm using StreamYard. Or it's actually, I might be looking at the one on StreamYard. Yes, I am. So it's interesting. This is on StreamYard. Let me give you the link so you can go and see it if you want. So yeah, I just decided to do this on StreamYard just to be in practice for it, but I will go back to OBS on Sunday afternoon. But this is, it's fairly easy. All you do to go to StreamYard, you go to StreamYard and you give them your email. They send you a confirmation code, and you're up and running. They don't ask for a login, a password. They don't want to keep passwords. So, and you can have guests. I forget what the limit is, and you can rearrange your screen a little bit. This is the free version, obviously. You can pay to get rid of their, they got the little logo in the upper right corner. You can get rid of that and have more capabilities. But this is, fairly easy. Anybody can do it, but you do need a PC. They say you really can't host a StreamYard live stream from the, from a phone or something. And I see someone is trying to join. I really wasn't expecting guests, but let me add you to the stream. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right.
That's good. What brings you here today?
I don't know. I just seen that it was a Lord's Prayer or something. Something about, forgive us for our debts. Oh, yeah, is this the Lord's Prayer? Yeah, I'm like been a Christian for a year.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah, I was just actually about to shut down pretty soon, but basically, there are people who say the Bible's been changed, the Lord's Prayer has been changed, but when we look at the Greek directly, we can see that it hasn't been changed. It's just a matter of translation differences. So,
when I used to do prayers at school, when it says forgive our debts, we used to say forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. I don't know if you've ever heard it said that way.
Yeah, and what the church I grew up in, it always said debts and debtors. And there's two different passages. We got this one here in Matthew 6, and then we got the other one in Luke 11. And you can look at the Greek words, and if people want to render it trespasses, sins, faults, blunders, it's all good. But it doesn't mean the Bible's changing. It just means people aren't aware of the original languages when they make this claim, and that we don't have anything to worry about with some magical Mandela effect changing it. But really don't want to make this real long, because I just wanted to answer that question real quick, and then I've got other things to do. So sorry you just got in late, but thanks for joining.
It's okay.
Good to see everybody here. Everybody, thanks for coming to the chat, and we'll see you Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you.
See you later. Bye.